Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus and this is episode 17 of our Let's Play. And first, thank you very much everyone who's following along and liking and subscribing. It's so awesome to see that there's such a good interest for a game that I absolutely love. This is by far my favorite game right now, and I just want to play it all the time. So I'm so happy that you want to watch it all the time. So that's a perfect combination. So let's dive right into it. What we're going to do today is first I'm going to show you what I've done to this planet. This is my home planet, so that you will have an easier overview of, well, not just you, it's honestly mainly for myself, but it looks cool, so it's also for you. But we're going to look at that. But first, let's just highlight what we're going to do. Well, actually, you know it because you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title, so you know it better than I do. We are going to launch rockets at our new sun in order to start the work on the Dyson Sphere. But first, I think it's bears mentioning that I want to show you how much effort I put into this damn planet here. You can now see that I couldn't find anything, so now I put like glowing lights here. You can see that if I want to find titanium glass, it's no longer difficult. Containers, the particle containers, titanium crystals, broadband, particle broadband, circuits, supermagnet, exchangers. Super nice. It looks awesome, and I can actually find my way through. Red science, plane filter, plastic, oil, quantum, lens, chips, strange. I mean, I trust write whatever I need in order to find it. So that I think that's super awesome. And if you want to know how, well, I use these things generally. I want 7. Well, all my letters are 7 tiles high and generally 4 tiles wide. Of course, something like an I or an M have a different size to make it symmetric and make it make sense. And if you look at it from far enough away, that looks like an M. So that's I think that's super cool. I mean, we don't have science or anything, but this one, just utilizing the fact that they glow in the dark, like, look at that. It's so nice. And since I've always been sort of looking at the northern hemisphere, I don't know why, but, well, I do know why. I think it's just a thing of we're living on the northern hemisphere that you kind of want to point that upwards. Anyway, we're going to look at what we want to do today. So that's back to our overview of science, because I feel this is the best way to get an overview. We have this tech that we really should have unlocked. We couldn't really do at the purple science, even though it is a purple science, which is kind of sad, I think. The reason why is because you need this one. This needs frames, needs lenses, and it needs chips. So the lenses and the chips are the 2 ingredients for the green science. So by the time you make lenses and quantum chips, well, you got the green science anyway. So green science is probably more appealing to get started on. But now we have it. So let's start working on the frames. And what else do we need? We need these small carrier rockets. They require some ninja stars and some quantum chips and some deuterium fuel. The ninja stars should actually be called nodes. I think they're called Dyson Sphere components. I like nodes kind of better. Use a small carrier rocket to transport them to the planned Dyson Sphere to form the nodes and frames of the Dyson Sphere. Yes, so we don't know how many we need, but we probably need millions and millions. And my objective is to, well, we're going to set the first build up here. That will require, the Dyson Sphere requires some of these components launched by these small rockets. It takes 6 seconds to build, and in these vertical launching silos. And it also takes the frames. They will be put, the solar cells, they will be sort of going from the swarm and just go gradually in there. So even though we have a swarm here, it's there behind that. We have a swarm. Then I don't even want to use that one. How big is our swarm? It's only 6,000 right now because our giant is blocking it. It's not much. But we have solar cells produced here. I want to ship the solar cells over to our blue giant anchor system. And I want to build the frames, the nodes, and the rockets right here. So let's go out. And I think that I found the space that I wanted to do. It's funny that I have trees still in this planet. Silly me, silly me. And I think I reserved some space. Is that it? Yeah, that might be it. We'll take this one. For frames, maybe? Yeah, no, I think this is too small for frames. I think I need something bigger. Oh yeah, there's some bigger things. These are bigger. I've just referred to some spaces here that I feel is nice. We'll take this one, and I'm even gonna make it a bit closer because I want to have... Oh no, I don't want to make it closer. Oops. Yeah, I want to make sure that there's room to also write something below it. So this should be frames, but first I want to do some calculations. Woohoo! Calculations! I think this is a... There's someone who commented that was like, oh, this is so nice way to do it. And I was like, oh, it's the only way to do it. But what I always like to do is just get a sense of the scale of things. So if I want to make rockets, then I kind of have... The first thing I have to decide is, how much do I want? I see way too many people just making one of each and then going like, oh, why is it so slow? Well, because you have one of each of these and one of each of these and one of each of these, and you actually need 60 of those. So yeah, but it that's not how we do it. We look at this and say 6 seconds. All right, let's get a sense of 6 seconds here. If it takes 6 seconds, let's build 6 of those. Yeah. If we have 6 of these, that means I consume one of these every second, and that means I require 2 quantum chips, 2 deuterium fuel. Those should be okay, I guess. Maybe not. And then I need 2 of the nodes. Okay, 2 of the nodes. No. Yeah, okay, 2 of the nodes per second. Yes, 2 nodes per second. So let's figure out how do we make the nodes. I'm gonna call them nodes. I think that's better. Otherwise I'll call them ninja stars, and that's stupid. So that takes 8 seconds to do. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8 of these, and that's gonna give us 1 per second. And this one will give us 2 per second that we need. So 16 of these nodes assemblers to 6 of this. Well, that's kind of adding up, isn't it? And then let's continue and figure out how many. So if I create 2 per second, then I need 6 solar panels, 6 processors, and 6 of the frames. All right, so let's go with 6 frames. This is on a 6-second cycle, so I need 36 of these. And I have no idea. See, that's the number we actually wanted. We wanted 36 of this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make 36. And if I look at the quantities requested here for the 36 of this, that's if I want 6 per second, then I multiply all the other ones by a second. So I mean 20 carbon nanotubes. What did I? 6? 6 titanium, 6 silicon. That's okay. The titanium alloy might be a thing, and the carbon nanotubes we can just make better somewhere. But that's because carbon nanotube comes from the lava planet, it comes from graphene, so it's not really a big deal. But that means we have the numbers 36, at least 36 will only feed the rockets. So if we also need it for crafting, and we do, then I probably should build some more. Well, quantity wise it's not going to be an issue in terms of sort of belt throughput. Let's make sure that I can build 6 would be... It could be something times 12. Right, let's start by building this one here. That one. And I'm gonna get... What are these? I think I need more. 1, 2... Let's pretend that this is in the middle and then just expand out here. I think we need a bit more space. That one. As you can see sort of on the surrounding area, then everything is actually terraformed already. So that one, and I'm reserving the last space for writing the name. Now I have to do that as well. Let's see. So what I'm... Oh, let's see. So what is it we want here? We want... Can I remember it? I needed this one, and I needed that one, and I needed the nanotubes. That's not a nanotube. That's a nanotube. And what we get out of it is the frame material. That's a lot. I think that I want to have, since I have 4, I'm gonna have 2. Okay, so I'm gonna start on the outside here, all the way up. This is the furthest out. So that's gonna be an outbound. That's gonna be a finished product. That's gonna be a ingredient for inbound consumption. I don't know. I have to come up with new names instead of inbounds and outbounds. Do I want to make it with the small ones or the big ones? I don't want to make it with the big ones because then I'll have to sort of put them on the outside because I want this. Yeah, okay. So I'll have to do with the small power balls. That's 6. And that's 9. And that's 12. Going here. And I still have the mod that we talked about yesterday. And it's... I mean, it's still good, but I still have to be careful about it, and we're still going to use it, and that's going to cut a lot of things down. Actually, we don't want to make all of these just yet, because we want to make sure we get inserters built, and that's going to be numbered. Here, so that's 12 more. If I make 3 lanes, then it's 36, so I make 4 lanes, yes. And that means this will be the outbound and inbound. I keep saying outbound, inbound. There's just no way of me getting better at it. Raw materials, finished. Raw materials. 2 raw materials here. That one, and then that's the last one, which will go raw materials, finished product. Does that better? Is that better? I mean, I think it's better. It's just longer. Yay. Sorterizing things together. Look how slow I am now. Right, now now comes the moment of truth. We'll switch over here. This is always also go to God mode when I do these kind of things. I think that's easier. 1, 2, 3, crash. Looking good. All right, I'm gonna continue and doing this for the rest of it. Yeah, so that distinctly did not look like the mod was working. That would look like very much like I was just smashing my own wrists and killing myself. And it was actually what was happening. Oh, man. Right, so context. I started copying and the game crashed. Alright, fine. I loaded up and... Or I could save the game, so I saved it and it wasn't like a crash, it was like this error up here. I saved the game and I loaded it again. So when I loaded it, there was an infinite sorter that just was there and I couldn't remove it. Every time I clicked on it, I just got an extra one. And that means that the save game was corrupted. So I had to start over from where we started the episode. Luckily this was our first build. But it also means that if you use this mod, you can make a save game corruption. And if you do that, then suddenly there will be a patch by the actual game developers that will maybe check some integrity thing, and then you are screwed and your game is just broken. That's the risk of doing it. So I can't risk that. It's my Let's Play. It's my work. And so I have to do it the old-fashioned way. What I can do is I can basically, if I need to build something really big, I can save, load the mod, do the thing, save again, load it without the mod, verify integrity, move on. But the fact that it can save game corrupt makes it a lot less interesting for me. So unfortunately we're back to destroying our wrists until the developers are done with the new year. So oh well, that's less than ideal, but luckily we don't have like a massive things we want to build, so that's good, right? So we're gonna set this up, and so basically that is my warning. I know that here good old YouTube, there's a lot of videos about how awesome it is, and it is awesome, and my video as well is awesome, but hereby you are warned, your save game can be corrupted, and in my case it was corrupted, so that's just not worth it for me. You make your own call there. But the good thing is, we can just, from your perspective, we'll just cut it out. So it's only something I have to deal with, not something you have to deal with. Isn't that awesome? So we have this up and running. Let's see where it comes in. We have, of course, everything is high supply. We're going to get it inbound and build this one. Excellent. Now, before we had another location nearby, and it's going to be slightly smaller. So we're going to take this one. Oh, should we? Wait, no, oh, look at that swarm. That is so nice. Alright, let's have a look. It's probably coming over from the supply hub. Let's have a look at all of them. We'll check for those yellow dots. If we have no yellow dots, then everything is working. Or when we have no yellow dots, everything is working. So go, go, go. Get all the way down here. That's working, and it's now outputting the frame materials. Come on, get all the way down to the end. Also from a throughput perspective, there we go. Every single one is working. I am happy, and it looks like they're also flowing back. There's a nice amount here. Not amazing, but it's something. Cool. Let's go back over to the next one, and this one will be where we make. What was the next thing we wanted to make? The next thing was. Let's go in here again for the overview. Nope. Here. It's the nodes, and that requires, yeah, some things. Also, again, it's the same pattern. We need 16 of the nodes, and I don't think we need the nodes for anything else. So I'm just gonna make the 16 here. Let's start by making a design for it. I think we'll go with some kind of design that we've been seeing before. I'm gonna go with an inbound on this side and an outbound on the other side. I'm gonna hook this up to nodes, and I keep going with the inbound outbound. In this case again, we'll just get the framework here, and that's it. That's not much. Yeah, right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one, obviously, later on we'll build it bigger, but at this point I can't really support it any bigger anyway. And I think this is a perfect opportunity to use one of our 60 of these. That one, and maybe over here. They take quite a bit of power, and it's one of the issues we have with this. They do take quite a lot of power. So that's gonna be it. I will hook it up. What we need is, we're gonna see, we get solar sails, I remember, we got the frames that we just created, and then we need some processors, and out of this we get some nodes. So let's take a look at that. And that one was easy to hook up. What do we want here? We want, I think we'll suffice with 2,000 of each of these. And here we'll take 10,000 of those as well, and I'm gonna go in that one. And these will, however, be provided globally, because those will be shipped, potentially shipped to another planet. No, I don't actually think so, not for now. So take you out. I'll have to come back with if I need that. And that should be ready to go. Yeah, just local demand, and go. Let's have a look as it fires up. Why is it always nighttime when I build stuff? Maybe because I build until the middle of the night, no matter what I do, both in-game and also out of game. Would be nice to just move to the other side of the planet so it would be daytime again. You can go with another cycle. It would be nice to be a giant robot, I guess. So that's only, this is a small build, right? Like, it feels like pathetically small, and it feels like something we'd really want to make bigger. So we have the solar sails already automated because we use them to send it. Oh, there's some hydrogen going. The solar sails are being sent to orbit anyway, orbit around the sun, and that means we now have that one done. Great, that's good. Now we need a small location. So I was kind of actually thinking of this one, but it's actually too big because I only need 6. So I'm actually thinking of squeezing it in here next to the already existing one, and then just calling it rocket. Do we think we have enough space for it? Or here might be a good one as well. Yeah, we can do it here. I think this is a good enough space. If I take it like this space here, it's gonna be super small, and then I just write rocket below it. So next is making the rockets, and it should be also really just nice and simple. We are going to say what are the things we want outbound, and those are the only 3 things we actually have to automate here, and then we can go to the other planet and industrialize it and turn it into a Death Star that can shoot suns, or a planet killer, a sun destroyer. Yes, it's going to be a sun destroyer. 3 items. All of them we have now in our network, so that should be pretty damn simple. And let's see if I can remember. Quantum chips. How is it that I can't remember that one? And the deuterium fuel. Yes. I hope I haven't burned through all of it yet by my stupidity, which I'm gonna explain shortly what the stupidity was. Do I want 1,000 rockets? Yeah, and they're gonna be provided not locally but only globally. That means in there. And oh, I'm out of that. So let's go up here and grab some more of the small rockets. There. So nice that we can just do this so easily. And I must admit, I've watched other people play, and the people who go like, oh, I forgot the miners, I forgot that thing, when they go to a new planet. I'm like, yeah, that's why you set it up. That's why you automate. If you're not automating, you're not thinking. There we go. It's as simple as that. There. And these will be on the outside. Oh, I should have copied instead. Now that we don't have the mod, I don't have to be careful about 3, 4, 5, 6. And I forgot to set the recipe. Doesn't matter, we can copy paste the recipe easily. And I also forgot that I don't want twice as many. It's already a silly high amount we have here. And I know, so basically we want to obviously scale it up. But at this point, I don't see there's a point to scaling it up beyond what our base can actually support. And now it just becomes clear to me that I should be doing it in a different way. I should be taking all 3 out here since it's only going on one side. So get deuterium here. And they can now be built on this side exclusively. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good thing about this is there's room down here for writing rocket. Got it. Let me hook it up, and then we should see the whole thing coming into action. And here we have our power, and everything is happy now. Let's get this one so we have some rockets. That's going to be absolutely amazing. And everything is hooked up, so let's get some numbers in here. I think we'll take 2,000 of each. And remember, don't supply these. And switch to demand. Do we get everything inbound? Looks like it. Looks like everything is inbound. I love this part. So nice. Alright, so we got rocket production up and running. That was actually... That did not take very long, despite, I mean, the part that took the longest was me having to reload the game. Alright, so we got rockets. They're coming in 1 rocket per second. It's not much. But, you know, a ship is taking 600, so that's 10 minutes of crafting. And within 10 minutes of crafting, then I have 1 rocket full of rockets. Yeah, so I'm going to put rockets on rockets and ship them to another moon, to another planet, to shoot at another sun. That makes perfect sense. Let's see the first ones. Ta-da! We got the small carrier rockets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up in our hub. I'm going to set up that we also produce like all these other things. We're going to produce, what are they? They are the actual constructors. They are going to be, where are they? The actual rocket launching, vertical launching facility. There, because we have everything. So let's build some of those. And in the meantime, let's head on over to our new planet. And let's, not our new planet, but our interesting thing. You know what? I'm going to show you something awesome. We have the power. So let me just jump to this star first, because that's super interesting. We're going to come by this, swing by this one, and I'll just show you how awesome it is. The reason why I want this planet, or this one, I've been looking at many of them. There we go. Because it actually has organic crystals, which is something we'd really like to get. So that is on our list of things to colonize, and it is so damn cool. So I'm just going to show you just a glimpse of it. We're now approaching the system, and you should start seeing the planets coming up. I'm holding forward and pointing at the star, and then I want to head towards Algol 2, so I keep pointing towards it, still holding upwards, so that I can keep directing my vision right against this one, and if I can hit it, woof, look at that. Look at that planet. Isn't it insane? It's a completely different life form. Weird trees and water and awesome. It's just full of awesomeness. I was blown away when I found it. And what I'm also, from a more game-wise perspective, blown away is, oh, organic crystals. The organic crystals are so difficult to make. And now we just mine them right out of the ground. Where did our organic crystals go? Where are they? They are somewhere on the way there. This one. That's plastic and light oil and refined oil. That's a lot of oil we need to make it. Isn't that just insanely awesome? So we've seen lava planets and desolate planets, so I wanted to show you just how awesome this game is, how much additional things there are. Oh, you know what? I can't really go there yet. I don't have enough power to go there, I think. Well, maybe. All right, let's go. We are now coming up on the anchor system, and we are going to head to anchor 2. So again, I'll try to see if I can, first of all, find it and smash into it. I think it's that one. No, that's anchor 4. That's anchor 2 up there. All right. 2.2 AU, and then gonna look at it, and there we go. So here we have our planet, our absolutely horrible idea of a planet that has occurred to me. And if we look at this, and it has been burning through a lot of deuterium fuel. And why? Because this damn idiotic thing, I forgot it. I forgot that these take 360 kilowatt in idle consumption. This one takes 61 kilowatt of idle consumption. So if you look at it, like, you need 6 of these giant things is enough for 1 power pole. And I just decided to build power poles everywhere. So what has happened on this miserable hellhole of a planet is that it's consuming a continuous 17.4 megawatt of power all the time, just idle consumption. What the problem is with that is that it's just simply consuming. It's just consuming. These are discharging, and they're just discharging a lot. And another thing is that I have simply I'm burning through my stockpile of deuterium here, and that's not great, because I actually need it for something more reasonable than powering power poles on a remote planet. So this is not great. And we've just come from this beautiful organic planet, and then we come to this boring, desolate, barren, I don't even know what it's called, this type of it's a volcanic ash. That's so boring. It would just make so much sense if this was just, I don't know, like industrialized a bit, so that it become a bit nicer and we could actually start working with it. But you know, oops, I just killed that one. Doesn't matter. We'll go there and there. So now I'm building more of these anyway. Yeah, I need to get rid of all of these. But this planet is actually requesting a lot of things inbound here. So we have the things we need. One of the things it's also requesting inbound, if I'm not mistaken. No, I am mistaken. Damn it. We are going to also request from this location, let's give you some foundation. Demand. And we are going to set some of these in here. We can actually get a few more. We can just take some of those out here. And put them back into that one. Lots of full. And they're now flying out to grab some concrete. Well, whatever are we going to need concrete for? Do we have solar panels? He asks knowingly. We do have solar panels. So I really want this to be self-sufficient on power before we do anything. And I want it to be nicer so we can start building. Because this will actually be our new home away from home. Maybe that sounds a bit weird, but it... what is the orbital inclination? This one's orbiting around the sun. While our moon was... Oh, there's the beautiful sun. While our home planet is orbiting around a gas giant. So this means, if you look at this, it's not tidally locked. Well, it is what it is. But it's reverse rotation. Don't know really what that would mean anything. So it's very low actual inclination here. That means it's pretty consistent if you look north-south. Okay. Yeah, so it's not really slanted a lot. That means on the top here, and the bottom for that matter, during summers and winters, there isn't a whole lot of time where you have polar night or polar winter or polar days where it's always light or always dark. It's pretty much following the day-night cycle. I think that's better, because that means we get a more consistent shooting range here if we put something up here. So we're going to be shooting solar sails, and we're going to be shooting the new rockets that we're building. But first, I think it's time for us to get to really industrialize this planet. And I hope that you appreciate how much effort I put into this Let's Play, because I do put a lot, and I would just want it to be as awesome as I can make it for both you and for me. Let's see if these rockets are coming back. They're not coming back just yet. Can we see it out here on the map? I don't even want to sit here and wait for it. Obviously not. I love the fact that you can see them on the map. You see, there they go. They're coming back. They're pretty quick. But we're not going to wait for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be spending a bit of time watching some of my fellow content creators actually play the game with a bit of head shaking, face palming, and maybe some learning a thing or two while industrializing this planet so it's ready to be turned into a Death Star. And that is how you build a Death Star. There we go. Nice square blocks for the sulfuric acid we have captured. So let's put some more context to it. Basically, what you can see here is the first thing I want to build if I want to have this insanity. Just to context, for context, what it is, it's 325,000 concrete foundation. It is 3,338 if it's fully stacked solar panels. That's what we have here. So at this point, power is not going to be a problem. We have on this this planet now, let's look at power. We have 787 megawatt of power. So we can start really just throwing power at this one. The irony is that we're building a solar thing here. What is it? Dyson Swarm. Yeah, but that's we're probably going to need more power for whatever later on. So the first thing I would recommend, that when you go to a planet and obviously you want to make it into a Death Star, then what you first need to do is find all the iron, find all the stone on the planet, set up a location such as this that just makes a lot of foundation. So I kind of have a feeling that there might be some who are going like, oh, I bet he's using some kind of cheat or some kind of thing. No, I'm not. I am patient, and I build industrial scale, so that's why we have things here. You can see that we have actually tons and tons more already stacked up, because this is, I think it's the one thing that I would recommend for this game. It's like automated, just damn automated, because you're going to spend so much time doing other stuff in the game that by the time you come back you go like, oh, I have 100 of those, or I have 10,000 of those, or I have 100,000 of those, depending on how much you want. In this case, I'm just going to let this planet just clean it out, build it here, so that whenever I come to another planet, well, you know, this one can just be set to remote, and then I can just pick up 300,000, 325,000 in a heartbeat if I need to. And that's how to play the game, in my opinion. Build big, build at a galactic scale. So we have our galactic scale. What I've also been doing is I have been setting up requests. We have not many, but we do have 600 rockets, and it's just waiting for another 600 so that it can send in another shipment here. So we have 600 carrier rockets. That's good. That should be about 10 minutes of launching or something. What we also have is this one should be provided locally. Yes. And I think in one of the other ones, yeah, here we have some vertical launch silos. So we need to figure out how to do it. We also have the EM ejectors, and somewhere in the power thing, that one, I've also requested some solar cells. We don't have full stock though. That's kind of bad, isn't it? I wonder why. Maybe it's because they delivered, that's 10 times 6. They delivered it and now they're heading back, and that's why. So if I put something here, this is about more of a test. And it actually works. Okay, so it's not because they're lacking, it's because the vessels were just heading back for more. Cool. This one will also be provided locally, which means I also need to make sure that I have... Actually, I don't need this many. I just want to do that, there, 25. And since this one's also going to be provided locally, I also want 25 in here. This is excellent. So I'm going to pick up some of these. 50? Sure. That's going to be way too much. I don't know. I have no idea how they work. Hopefully they take a lot of power. We're not going to take any of these. We're going to take some EM ejector things as well, because they're going to be shooting. Funny how they stack to 10, they stack to 20. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to build it at the South Pole. That's I think that's the best option. We could build it sort of in the middle, and then if it was built in the middle, it would just shoot once in a while. But if we build it down here, I think we can do something cool. We can say, didn't I just build this? Well, technically I didn't just build it. It's been a while. And remember, with the God mode, this is not actually that big of a deal to place this. I mean, yes, sure, it takes an hour or so, but how many hours have you played the game anyway? And if you can spend an hour on making a planet look absolutely amazing. I mean, that's at least my definition of amazing. It's rigid squares and structure and concrete. Yeah, I don't know. That says probably something more about me than about, well, at least about my sense of aesthetics. There. Now with a very low inclination, we might actually be in a position where they can't actually shoot here. I'm just pressing random buttons now. Let's try placing this. Oh, this is big. This is big. Okay, we're definitely gonna need more space out here. Oh, wow. I keep clicking here, and it's on the Dyson thing. See, okay, looks like it has an inbound and an outbound. And I want these definitely to be placed here on these meridians. That looks so good, right?
You have built a vertical launching silo. Now you can use it to construct the main structure of the Dyson Sphere. But before that, you need to enter the Dyson Sphere panel to finish planning the Dyson Sphere nodes and frames. After the plan is completed, the vertical launching silo will automatically launch small carrier rockets loaded with Dyson Sphere components to build the nodes and frames. Each rocket provides one structure point, and you can use the vertical launching silo panel to master the required structured points.
Sounds good. Thank you. So this one needs these parts and launching speed 5 per minute. So if I have, that's every 12 seconds. So if I have 12, then I can launch every second. And that's what I want. So that's kind of the premise of this, at least at this point. Let's see, can it be built here, or does it have to go further out? I think we're onto something, right? I think we're onto something. What about the EM things? They're way small. Look how small they are. Suddenly they just seem puny in comparison. Let's see, how fast do they shoot? Ejection speed 20 per minute, so they can eject a lot faster. I don't really like, these are gonna launch upwards, and the other ones are gonna shoot outwards. So I think it's better if I put them on the outside. Do I think it makes sense to have solar panels in here? I mean, this is purely for aesthetics. This is not about efficiency at all. Just in case you... No tall buildings. Funny. There. These will be primarily shooting outwards. Okay, let me see. And I need to figure out where the... You can find the prime meridians by finding the place where there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the bigger squares. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the prime meridians. That means that's a prime meridian. And that means if I place it here and here, I get 40 all the way around. If I place it as I do now, I get 80 all the way around. Let's do that. We have a pattern. Let's set it up, and then we'll be back when that's set up. So this is what it's going to look like. I think it looks really, really nice. I just sure as hell hope they can still launch when they're out here. I can see that right now you can... is it winter or summer? It's winter zone. Okay, but it's only winter zone for 40 seconds more, so it should come into summer zone. That's good. That means we should be sort of slanted more towards this sun. And what we want to do in the middle is we want to build one of these. Why? Well, there's got to be something in the middle, right? And I think that makes sense. And that's one part of it. The other part is that I actually need to request stuff like rockets and solar panels. We're not going to request it. Actually we should remote demand it, right? Shouldn't we? There's no point in requesting it at the other location. Well, we're not going to do it right now. We're not going to request it either. And do we just request as much as possible? Sure. And we'll definitely get all these, and we'll definitely get all these. And we might even be requesting some here. Definitely not global supply, but just get a few of these. Right, so my intention with this is I'm gonna take this one out. This is gonna be rockets coming out here. Hey, you're supposed to be hitting right there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter much. Ah, come on. There's one that matches. So what I've done here is I have set that it outputs here, inputs in the next. And what it looks like happening, and if I just look at it, if I just put some 10 on these, there. So they'll be picked up and they'll be passed on, but there will at least be one in every one before it passes on. I like that. So you can see that it actually is really good at distributing them. All the way over here, there's nothing, and then I of course have to pick it all up. But this is perfect. That means that when it starts shooting here or start feeding into the line, they will go, they will fill up everything one by one. There? Yes. So I think that's all of them. Just want to make absolutely sure because I don't want to sort of have any rogue rocket launches. That one. Good. Alright, so that's going to be one, and I will definitely get the other side as well, because I do think it's important to get two of those. Also symmetry, you know, that's the thing. There. And we're going to do the same, but for the other side with the solar panels, and I haven't really figured that out yet. I guess we're going to do the same thing, but then we have to go above. If I look at that and go above, he's actually using above thing. Wow. It's really weird that it doesn't collide with that one. So could I take it down again? What? Oh, right. That's because I'm still up. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that the right location? Yes. I think so. And then I kill that one and then get it down again. And just smash it out here. Good. These will not be as good. I think they'll be more greedy, these ones. Yeah. And that was one. Go up. Take out that one. Go down. And get it. So that is now symmetric. You can see all the blinking is because this one doesn't have any editors. This one isn't done yet. And I'm going to just get some power lines in here. Can I... We're just doing this exclusively for looks. I don't want to build the large ones because I don't think they'll be looking as good. What can I do out here? We can build them there. And autosave. Just trying to get something that looks somewhat symmetrical. What? Oh, it is connected. Good. That one. There. And here. How does that look from the outside? Looks good. Looks good. And there's now a cross in there. That is what it is. This one is ready to shoot. That's the last thing we're going to do is hook this one up. So what we now need to do is open our Dyson Sphere editor. There. Illumination 1.66. So we now have all the options here, and I haven't done any of this yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build something very, very simple, and then I'm going to experiment with it. And then when we come back in the next episode, we can do some more comprehensive stuff. But the point here is just let's start launching something. So that's layer. We have a graphical style. We have the oh, interesting. What is that? Build shell, remove. Okay, so we can do these graphical grid. Okay, so this is like the same way that the grid is done on the planets, or this is a weird other one. I think I like this one, but I also think that this one is easier to do. So if you have any good ideas on how I should do it, and please don't suggest soccer ball, because that's been done a million times and I'm not exactly a soccer fan, but anything interesting would be cool. What I want to do just now is just trying to figure out how it works. And we can do latitude. Oh, we update the stress system. That's good. So it looks like it's spinning. Of course it's spinning, you idiot. The green one is where I can build it. So it looks like I can only build like a perimeter around, which might be okay. And to put some nodes in, and then we put, what is that? What's that kind of node? Frame guide, graphical, frame guide, geodesic. Geodesic goes from, oh, okay. Boop. That's a line. Boop. Okay, so if I put it out here, then it'll do the geodesic. What about this one? What does that do? Nothing. I think it doesn't do anything because we don't have that research yet. So I think the purpose is that we want to... does it put nodes in itself? Yes, it does. Okay, so we just do this one. The fact that it's spinning means that I probably should have chosen to go the other way around the planet here. We're not set it, by doing this, we don't really have any... It's not going to be putting any solar panels in because there isn't any space. This is just a line. We need some enclosed space between these, I think, in order to make... There. So now we have built a line around it, and we're going to build a Dyson swarm as well. Dyson swarm 1. Let's deactivate that one. Where's the Dyson swarm? I think I want to go the other way around so I can more easily see that where this one, orbit 2. That's an interesting orbit. That's a big orbit. And I want to make the whoa, too close to planet orbit, and that means that it's going to be outside of the planet orbit if I put it out here. Sure. And inclination, and no. Wouldn't that be better if I make the inclination like 90 degrees, like make it orthogonal to our stuff, right? To where we have, so that it will always sort of be going up and down compared to us. I think that's great. I think that's how I want to do it. And orbital inclination, well, our inclination was 90 degrees maybe. Let's put it at 90. Looks weird. No, it looks okay now if I do it that way. The only question is just where exactly it's going to be spinning. Does that matter? Not really much. We're going to just have one, I think, and it's going to be a giant sphere or giant square here. Square. Is it good that it's so big? No. That's going to be the same size as this square. All of this is just experimentation. 25,000 kilometers. Maybe. I don't really like it to be inside the sphere. I really want it to be outside. 35. Yeah, like that. It's gonna look a bit silly that it goes like that. This one will be 180. Let's create it. That's the one. And okay, it's not activated or at all. So we're gonna do the sphere. Okay, and now we're actually ready to hook this up and just trying to figure out what the hell is going on if we do that. I'm going to do a local supply, so as soon as we get this in, we're going to start seeing something magical, I hope. All of it, let's go. Oh, that one also there. Make sure we can warp in, and then they're coming, they're flying out. How much we got in, but whoa, the solar sails at least are coming in. And I'll just actually do this part. So we'll be launching rockets now. They went out there to the sides. Oh, right, it's not actually like that. It's all of it. There. Something's going on. Oh yeah. Look at that. There's no sound on these yet. And now they're shooting again. So they're not at all synchronized. That's okay, because it just depends on how fast they go around. But that is just absolutely and insanely amazing. And what we should be seeing... oh, shoot. These ones are not set there. And I'm going to go... Okay. Copy, paste. Damn. Paste, paste. Paste, paste, paste. Come on, come on, come on. Faster. So that one is done. This side is the most important. Shoot, 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 shoot. Probably should have set these up before I went in here. And most of them will not be able to shoot at any given time. I don't think that matters much. I kind of want some sounds of these, but I don't want like a Factorio rocket launch sound, because that's a bit excessive. This is so cool. I hope you think this is cool. If you do, then you know where that like button is. Let me know on this in the comment section. Oh yeah, by the way, don't even comment about these can't shoot because they're shooting through these. They're not actually. I wonder how many. We're gonna look at what's happening. Okay, good. So that is one hell of an impressive sight. That star does not stand a chance. Now our production will be the big bottleneck. There you go. Let's see what actually happens if we zoom out and see what's actually going on. Look at that. Rockets are flying out. This is so insane. Alright, see, this is why we build big. This is why we build big. We not those crappy little builds with just a single thing here. No, 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 no. We want to build something cool and awesome. So these are just pouring into a new Dyson swarm that's forming. Shooty, shooty, shooty. And I'm gonna go out here. Yeah, it's probably easier. So that's starting to form the Dyson swarm, and these are starting to form the nodes. That looks like we are actually getting some nodes here. I don't know how many that takes to build one node. We can go with the Y and see if you can see the rockets are coming in, and they're starting to establish both the nodes. How much is actually built? I can't really see that. Not much, I assume. See there, look at that. They're building the nodes. They're getting in there. There. That, oh, look at that. So it goes into the node now, and then it starts building the segments from the node outwards. So it builds like a small segment every time that comes a rocket inbound. You know what? We're going to go out and take a look at it before it runs out of rockets. We're gonna go simply take a look at the Dyson Sphere up close and personal. I am so blown away by this game. This is absolutely insanity. And we're just gonna micro jump there. And there. Are we inside the loop? Okay, here we have our Dyson Sphere points. There they are. That is the start of our Dyson Sphere. It's not much, but it's getting there. It's something. That is insane. I love this game. I want to play more. But unfortunately, I can't play more because now is that's the end of... Oh my god, the sun is big. It's pulling at us. Should we see more of these being built now? Like, oh, there we go. 2 more segments coming in. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We have the Dyson Sphere is in progress. Technically just the Dyson band, but it is in progress now. And we're shooting a stupid amount of rockets. So what's going to happen from now? Well, I'm going to be researching more of the tech so we can build it more into a sphere and not just a rim. And then once we do that, we are going to start scaling up, because this thing is not going to be getting enough. And then what happens is when we have somewhere that the Dyson Sphere or Dyson Swarm sorry, can link, then they'll go in there. Yeah, so let's wrap this one up. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. If you do, be sure to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to support the channel as well, I do have a Patreon, so that's worth consideration. Of course, no obligations at all, but I'd appreciate it. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, take care and stay effective.